The season finale will go down in history as Kevin Harvick's best race ever. Kevin Harvick will return with a special throwback paint scheme for the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. Harvick will return to his old Cup vehicle number as a tribute to his debut season in 2001. So buckle up and watch today's NASCAR Zone video to find out everything Kevin Harvick has planned. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. In what will be his final season as a full-time driver in the Cup Series, Kevin Harvick plans to participate in the NASCAR All-Star race with an emotional mindset. The NASCAR All-Star race is an exhibition race that will be staged for the first time at North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina on May 21. The driver for Stewart-Haas Racing will be behind the wheel of a number 29 Ford during this year's 39th iteration of the NASCAR All-Star event.
And I walked in and I said, hey, here's what I want to do. And everybody from SHR is like, well, let's make it happen, but who's going to call Richard?
In 2001, Harvick made his debut in the NASCAR Cup Series driving a Chevrolet numbered 29 for Richard Childress Racing. That was his first race, and he didn't get the car number that he wanted. During the month of February of that racing season, Dale Earnhardt Sr. was racing the same RCR vehicle, which bore the number 3, and he was in third place. At the end of the first race of the season, the Daytona 500, Earnhardt was involved in a horrific accident that took his life. The sport was in disbelief and required a channel through which it could show its sorrow.
Dramatized and really dramatic looking, and it just looked odd.
As NASCAR has traditionally done after a tragedy, the sport continued on, and the number 3 car was renamed and renumbered to the number 29 with the consent of the team owner and longtime friend of Earnhardt, Richard Childress. The task of taking over the most iconic seat in NASCAR was given to a young man from California who was just 26 years old. He was compelled to shoulder the anguish of the legion of Earnhardt fans who felt lost. It was Childress who was responsible for bringing the driver that competed for RCR in the Xfinity Series up to the highest level of NASCAR competition, and the rest, as they say, is history. Harvick didn't waste any time, and in just his third start in the previous number 3 car, he won his first race by defeating Jeff Gordon to the finish line by only a few inches. That was such an emotional triumph that Earnhardt's former crew members were seen crying on the pit road after the race. Harvick stated, "When I sat in the 29 for the first time, it wasn't by choice, but I wouldn't have done anything differently. Dale's passing altered the course of our sport permanently, and it also altered the course of my life and the choices I made permanently. When I think back on it now, I know how important it was for me to get into the Cup car. After Dale passed away, I ended up winning my first race in the 29 car at Atlanta, and it was a week after the race. Knowing today what that meant for the sport, and just that moment in general of being able to move on was so essential. The significance and importance of keeping that vehicle on the racetrack and winning that race early at Atlanta was very important. This victory marked the beginning of the healing process for the Earnhardt family as well as NASCAR as a whole. It was also the first of Harvick's 60 victories in the Cup Series. This victory marked the beginning of the healing process for the Earnhardt family as well as NASCAR as a whole. It was also the first of Harvick's 60 victories in the Cup Series. I had a terrific 13 years with RCR and learned a tremendous deal as a result of being thrust into Dale's car, where my first news conference as a Cup Series driver was the largest press conference I would ever have in my career."
With that particular weekend, and you can't ever do your first twice.
And where my first moments were my greatest moments. Harvick, who is now 47 years old, realized that this would be his last season of racing, so he decided to do something special to commemorate the beginning of his career. Because this is my final year as a Cup Series driver, we wanted to emphasize many of these experiences, many of which occurred at RCR in the 29 car, he explained. In view of the fact that this year's All-Star race will be held in North Wilkesboro, a city steeped in tradition, we reasoned that it would be appropriate to look back at the origins of the competition in a year that is packed with significant events and landmarks. And Anheuser-Busch, which has been Harvick's sponsor for a very long time with its Busch Light brand, will also participate in the celebration of nostalgia by bringing back its emblems from that era for both the car and the All-Star race, according to Kristen Stowe, who is the head of marketing for Busch Family Brands at Anheuser-Busch. As a proud sponsor, Busch Light has been along for the ride throughout Kevin Harvick's celebrated career in NASCAR. Kevin's final All-Star race is the ideal opportunity for us to relive the past and bring back the famous number 29 paint scheme with our 2001 logo as the ultimate cheers to one of Kevin's most memorable victories. On race day, we are looking forward to seeing some classic cars and other throwbacks on the track. What do you think this last race will be a victorious one for Harvick? Tell us in the comments section below. Be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Harvick won't compete in next year's All-Star race since it will be his last. Since 2001, he has competed in each and every one of them, and he has triumphed in this competition not once, but twice in 2007 and 2018. The festival that takes place in North Wilkesboro every year maintains a throwback vibe. On September 29, 1996, NASCAR Cup Series vehicles completed their final race on the 625-mile oval track. In a twist of fate, Jeff Gordon beat Dale Earnhardt to the finish line and won the race. On May 21, the number 29 will take the track with the driver who helped heel a sport back in 2001, and one can only hope that a little piece of Earnhardt will return. According to Harvick, "I don't know the last time the All-Star race was the most anticipated event of the season. There is likely to be a massive turnout of fans. North Wilkesboro is a great short track. The asphalt is worn out, and I think it's going to be a great event." Kevin Harvick has done a lot in his 22 years as a race car driver. He was named Rookie of the Year in 2001, won the Daytona 500 in 2007, won the Brickyard 400 3 times, won the Coca-Cola 600 twice, won the Southern 500 twice, and won the championship in 2014. He has previously stated that he is always excited at the start of a new season. It forces you to find new ways to outsmart and outrun the opposition, as well as providing you with fresh tasks to overcome. Nevertheless, when the season comes to a close in November and the checkered flag falls in Phoenix, it will also be the last race that I compete in as a driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. It's time to put a stop to this. While the report says that Harvick will move to the broadcast booth in 2024, it is interesting to note that Harvick made news earlier when it was reported that he would be a part of a new ownership group for the Cars Tour. Other members of the group include Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton, and Justin Marks. It is clear that he has his sights set on competing in late model races in the future. Jim Utter of Motorsport.com claims that this will not be the only method that Harvick will maintain his connection to the racing industry. In 2024, the SHR driver will move up to the Fox broadcast booth and begin working as an analyst. He will be joined in the studio by Mike Joy, his former teammate, as well as Clint Bowyer. According to some sources, the driver would also work at least one race in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series each season, in addition to making regular appearances on NASCAR Race Hub. But there is no doubt how he is going to do his new job because he is a veteran in the television industry. Harvick will be in a different place, but it won't be a new place for him. The driver has demonstrated over the course of the past few years that he is good at calling the action as a part of the network's Xfinity Series, broadcasts that are exclusive to the drivers. What makes Harvick so good on the air is not only that he is smart, but also that he has a way of breaking down and communicating his wealth of information in a style that is easy to absorb and that creates a positive experience for viewers. It is important that he blend in well. When 2024 rolls around, it will be strange not to see Harvick competing on the track. Fans, however, will at least be able to get their fill of happy because he and Bowyer will most certainly deliver some useful and entertaining commentary during the broadcast. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments what you think about the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.